All right, all right, all right. Buff Nation, what is going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Apologies that I had to move this back, but Colin is gracious enough to spend about a half hour with us tonight, talking everything Buffs. We'll talk about the game this past weekend. We'll preview, talk about the Cincinnati game coming up here in a couple days. But man, Colin, another wonderful game, being able to bounce back against KSU. It was fantastic, but I gotta ask you, man. I've been asking everybody this to start my shows this week. What did you think of the start of the game? You know, that was pretty interesting, man. With that onside kick, what did you make of all that?
It kind of threw me a little bit like, oh, them boys going in early. They going to get theirs right now. They ain't even waiting. So they took a chance on it. It wouldn't have. They almost looked like they got it. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. But man, I was glad that we got to start the ball at midfield, just go down there and score. And man, LeJohntay, another huge day.
Yeah.
8 catches, over 100 yards, touchdown. Man, I felt like it was one of our best performances of the year, no doubt. The defense went to work. Heck, even Travis Hunter got a half off. How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
Who really stood out to you in that game against Arizona last week?
The defense.
Yeah.
Everybody on the defense, but I really like that we was trying to run it. We was like that first half. I had ran it like 11 times. And I was trying to tell people if we can get maybe 5 or 4 carries each quarter, you know, for the running back, that's good. So I like that we was giving it to him. Get that thing to him. Because you get rhythm, man, you might pop one. So that's what I'm hoping we do this weekend, that we pop one, man.
Yes. And I think Dallin Hayden had a really nice run for us, if I remember, like something like 20 yards. But yeah, like it's not necessarily about, of course, the yards per carry and all that stuff is always nice to have a high number with that. But yeah, it's like running enough times so you can pop a really big gainer, and then they got to respect it. They got to respect it the rest of the game, and that is, Shedeur barely got hit in this game.
Yeah.
I don't see that as a coincidence. I think because the fourth quarter, everybody was kind of sitting at that point, but CU had 35 rushing attempts to 34 passing attempts.
Right.
That happens. That's a good indicator that we blew that team out.
Yeah.
I think that was really great. I gotta ask you, man. I was surprised seeing this. Cash Cleveland in for a little bit. What'd you think of his play?
Man, I got nervous because why we hiking the ball like that? Like, why Hank wouldn't just like what was going on to make Hank act like this? I just couldn't get it. When like the crowd was in it, we were tearing that tail up. So I don't understand what happened. So now it's like, will Hank start or will Cash start? And will this affect play? So that's what I'm really trying to see. I don't want nothing to affect the way we play. I'm trying to get this 6 win, then bye week, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10. So I need all the wins, and I just don't get why it didn't go his way at the end of the game. That didn't make no sense to me.
Yeah. It was one of the weirdest things, man. And I assume, that that Hank's going to get the start again on Saturday, but it was great to see, man, Hank go in there, and I thought, or Cash go in there and really hold his own, as a freshman. I was really impressed because like sometimes like people will bring him up like in the past, and I've said, well, I don't know if we'll see him play this year, because when you look at the well-off videos, man, it just I say he's still got some of that baby fat. So I'm like, I don't know, like physically, is he ready for it? But man, like he looked the part. He held his own. Was really happy for him. I don't know if you caught the reaction circulating on Twitter with his family like freaking out on the TV once they saw him in the game.
I tried to watch it, but it watching it, then it looked like somebody went and like said yeah, and then it took too long to get to it. So I just said, man, look, I don't know what y'all doing on here. So I couldn't really watch it like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they were pumped. It was totally the unexpected moment for them. It was really cool, and man,
Yeah.
I love to see that we got so many of our players that haven't gotten a lot of time on the field yet in during that game. And Colin, I know that the goal is to go 1-0 every week, but to be at 5-2 at this spot right now is a very good position. Before we dive into like Cincinnati specifically and all that, man. How are you feeling about the last 5 games of this season? What are you expecting or hoping to see? The things shake out.
Well, because of my history of watching Colorado last year and watching them this year and what they have shown me, plus with me watching Charlie Strong back in 2014 through 2016, Coach Prime made me look at the game totally different now. Because last year we was right there, and then something happened. Was right there, then something happened. So now that we 5-2, I feel like if the defense comes out and play like UCF are better or Arizona are better, then we got some. It's what will they give us? So I be looking for the cues. Like I think it started the UCF game. So I'm out there and I'm like, after I really researched, I'm like, okay, all right. Can we goose egg them the first quarter? All right, we getting down. I was watching the game, but I was watching the clock too. I'm like, okay, goose egg them. Goose egg, we got 3 minutes left at UCF, 3 minutes. Bam, they hit us with the wheel right. I said, God, dog. All right, go to second quarter. They got in again. I want to say they did. I'm not sure. I can't
I
remember.
think so.
But when they got in on that wheel, right, I said, dog. All right, so Arizona, I'm watching. And I'm watching how the offense driving down on Arizona. I'm like, dog, them boys going down there like they want to. They ain't looking good. They ain't looking good. Come on now. Come on, make a stop. Make a stop. He done got it. Okay, got down there, he scored. I said, dog, we ain't goose egging. We was getting close. I'm like, dog, we ain't goose egging. All right. So that's how I'm looking at games now. So when I'm focused on the win, but I'm really like drive by drive. Okay, we got them off, third down and off. All right. Now, what can the offense do? Can the offense go down and score? So I'm looking at it in such a different manner. It's almost like I don't even know what it is no more. I'm watching, but it's a different way of watching. Like I guess it feel like I got a dog in the fight. You know how sometimes they say, "Well, I ain't got a dog in the fight." Well, it feel like I got one in there. So it's like, bam, I'm looking. Like, okay, will Colorado go down the field instead of 3 and out?
Right.
Can we go down and score on this defense? All right, can our defense stop their offense, or will it be score? And then what we come back and do? So that's how I'm kind of looking at it. I'm thankful we got the 5-2, but when we go to this game Saturday night, I'm really gonna be looking like, okay, all right, the time ticking off. Oh, third and off, we got them off. Third and off, we got them off. That's how I'm really looking at it now. So I can't look at it normal no more. I'm looking at it based on what Rob Livingston defense gonna do and what Pat Shermer offense gonna do. So that's how I'm going into every game now.
And I imagine, man, probably the coaching staff and the players look at it like that, man. Really, just by a drive-by drive, you want to win every quarter. It's not just having the winning score at the end of the game, but if you want to get to that, end result that Coach Prime always talks about, domination. You got to dominate. In order to do that, man, you got to kick butt every single quarter. And then it goes down to every single drive. And I think that what's been so great to see, not only get them, we no longer need to hear of, well, we're at 4 wins. That's what you were at last year. Nah, man, we know this is a different team, feels different.
Right.
And I feel like the baseline, like just overall, if you're comparing like where we were at this point last year, maybe getting ready for UCLA, and where we're at now, I just feel like the level of play, like, of course there's, highs and lows to it. Everything dips or raises, but the baseline for this team is taking a considerable jump. And now it's like, man, if we can just put together those 4 full quarters,
Yes.
moving forward, who's to say we can't win every single game that's left on our schedule, and hopefully put ourselves in a chance to get in that title game. That would be ecstatic, and crazy.
If we need out of BYU and Iowa State, we need one of them. We don't have to have both. We need one of them to take 2 losses.
Yes.
And with one of them taking 2 losses, we need K-State to take 1 more loss. Then they'll have 2 losses. Now, and we went out, we're in with whoever didn't take 2 losses out of BYU and Iowa State. But we definitely need K-State to take another loss. We need to go undefeated the rest of the way. And we need BYU or Iowa State to take 2 losses. Then we in there. So K-State take another loss. Iowa State or BYU take 2 losses. We good. We need that to happen for a fact to really get off in there.
Yes. Yeah, we need some things to break in our way, but I think, like, man, if again, we can handle our own, control we can control,
right,
win every game from now on, like, I think we give ourselves pretty good odds of making it. I've been telling people on the channel this week, Colin, that we're going to cheer for the Buffs, but the Kansas Jayhawks are now our number 2 team for the next month or so until we play them. Because they play everybody. They play Iowa State, they play BYU, I believe, and Kansas State. So if they can beat all those teams, that would be ideal.
Yeah. I want that bad. I want that. My bad. I was trying to retweet something for you.
Good,
I want that bad for us, man. Because UCF, if UCF and Oklahoma State would handle business last week, we'll be chilling like, yeah, hey, they got them losses. But my thing is, can UCF upset BYU this weekend? I think they got opportunity because what happened when I was watching BYU versus Oklahoma State is Oklahoma State quarterback was doing his thing. Throwing, running, running back, run, throwing, run, throwing. Hey, that boy was out there doing it. So I was like, woo, that quarterback right there. I don't want to see him doing Thanksgiving break. Not him. Give me the other quarterback. But yeah, that they was doing their thing. UCF, if the boy want to drop the ball, tell me why he want to drop the ball. Bruh, run through the end zone with the ball. Stop trying to be so cool and so flashy. So now you don't have no college touchdown you can brag on the rest of your life. You got, I could have beat the number top ranked team in the country. One of the top ranked teams, and I fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line. Like, bro, I would have been so hot at him, like, no, how stupid can you be instead of just running through the end zone with it? Run through the end zone. Throw it out the end zone. Don't drop it before you get to the end zone. Man, that'd be crazy. If I'm a player now and a player running to the end zone and he's about to score, I'm going to follow him just to see if he drops it. Go and drop it. I'm going to pick it up and score, boy. Go and drop it. And I'm going to slam the ball in your face. Tell you, you silly rabbit. Yeah, that didn't make no sense to me, man. None at all.
No, man. I agree with you, man. It's still mind-blowing. We've seen how many highlights of that happening over the years, and man, it's still done, man. But I got a question for you, Colin. On your teams and your experience when you were a player, man, I'm sure there were moments when the season kind of became do or die, for that district or that conference title where you gotta kind of win out in order to stay in the race. The playoffs start early in a sense. That's how I feel right now with the Buffs, starting with this game in Cincinnati. Is there do teams talk about that? Do players talk about that? Is there normally like an intensity or a higher level of focus you feel like when teams get in this position?
You already want to win anyways, so you want to win. So that ain't nothing new. But now you know, like, hey, bro, if we win out and we get help from somebody to take K-State, one more loss, BYU or Iowa State, we off in there. But other than that, if we win out, maybe we went out in such a strong fashion, a dominating fashion that they say, hey, Colorado won them top 12 teams. We just never know how they're going to call it. But I know that the players, everybody know it. Everybody see it. And also, they ear to the media. They hear it. They listen. They hear like, oh, okay. All right, we went out. We handle our business. And we hope somebody take K-State out. We hope somebody give Iowa State 2 losses or BYU 2 losses or both of them 2 losses. And we in there. So everybody know. Everybody know. Now it's matter of fact, BYU know, Iowa State know, K-State know, we know. What y'all gonna do about it? Who gonna show up? That's all it is. Can you show up? And what I know they probably really talking about, because again, they hear stuff and they see stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we lost Nebraska 14 carries, lost K-State 14 carries. So if you just get one running back 14 carries and another running back couple carries, you shouldn't lose. So by those status right there, that your past history, let's do that. So hopefully that's what we do, man. I know they thinking let's eat, and every game is technically a playoff game, but let's give them what they want. Everybody talking trash about them. Let's go out there and dog everybody. This your opportunity.
Yes, no doubt about it. And what's exciting, man, in this game is that we got all these exciting recruits coming in, including Julian Lewis. He'll be back for another visit.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen, we got 2 crystal balls, one for Adrian Wilson, a 4-star wide receiver, and then Christian Hudson, previously, or maybe he's still technically committed to UCF. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I can't remember if he decommitted, but I was looking at his highlights for the first time today, man. That dude's a menace there on the interior. This is going to be a great opportunity to impress, all these recruits and guys who have CU on their radar, man.
This season right here is so big for Coach Prime. It's actually, you really could say this the year to set him up for everything that he's looking for, in a sense, because we went out and we 10-2 with an opportunity. I don't know if it'll play out in our favor, but with an opportunity to play in the Big 12 championship game. If the cookie crumble, and I ain't talking about crumble cookie, if it goes our way, we off in there, and it's a quarterback somewhere in the group of 5 or the Power 5 saying, ooh, I could do something with them boys. I know he gonna go get everything that he know he need. Need more old linemen, he gonna go get them. Need more D linemen, he gonna go get them. Need more wide receivers, he gonna go get them.
Yeah,
I could go here and do something. So it's some quarterback sitting somewhere, and I know they probably say, hey, you can bring that little freshman in. I put him up under my wing. But I want Shedeur spot. I want the limelight. I see what Cam got going down there in Miami. All you need is 1 year. Let me get this 1 year with Coach Prime with the whole spotlight on me. What they got coming at? Okay. He come back. Okay. All right, they got injured, so I don't know how they're gonna do, but I know they're gonna recruit some wide receivers too. All right, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna sign. So I think a quarterback is watching us, and I think a lot of position players are watching us, and we need to finish out. That 10-2 will look good, boy.
Look incredible. Incredible.
That'll make everybody look at us.
Someone pointed out to me today, I forget who it was, but if you know, you know. I'm trying to give you credit, but they pointed out how even Steve Sarkisian couldn't even get Texas to 10 wins in his second year. So if we're able to pull that off in the Big 12, that speaks volumes, man, for really where we're at. And I like that plan, Colin. You and I think are on the same page, where it'll be great to bring in a blue chip quarterback from the high school ranks, no doubt about it. But if we want to give ourselves the best chance and the Buffs the best chance to build on top of this year and be even better, you need somebody, an experienced quarterback coming in through the portal that's just ready to play right away. And I think it's really cool. Like both Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. People forget that Cam Ward was an FCS guy here in San Antonio, incarnate word, before he got his opportunity at Wazoo. So, I'm sure there's going to be a handful of intriguing quarterback prospects taking a look at it. And I think what's great is that this staff already knows that you can take an FCS quarterback or a G5 quarterback. It's already been done here, and put yourself in the Big 12 in contention to be the number one draft pick in the country, you know, if you ball out. And I think Shedeur Sanders is going to prove that this year. You don't need to go necessarily to the SEC in order to be the top quarterback selected, or the ACC, anything like that. No, you can do it right here in the Big 12. You can throw around the ball to all the weapons that we got, and it's going to be an entertaining product, which is what it's been.
This what makes it even more intriguing. SEC gonna eat each other up. ACC really ain't got nobody like they got, you know, if a team get hot, but they ain't really got it like that. Big Ten, they got the top 3 or 4 schools, but they ain't really like that. Same almost with the SEC. But us in the Big 12, we could own it. I'm talking about own it because of Coach Prime. So we could own the Big 12 better than Texas and Oklahoma did. All he got to do is stack it out, and we're going to dominate. You know how he was in the SWAC championship with Jackson State? We could be doing that in the Big 12. We always off in there. We rolling, undefeated, 1 loss. We off in there. So hopefully that's what we turn into. But we have a strong enough team that when we do face a heavy hitter, we can bust them up too. Pop, pop. But we're going to have to position that with all the recruiting.
Yes, no doubt. And finishing strong this season, I think, is going to have a tremendous effect in you know, bringing that to fruition. No doubt about it. And kind of the one thing, Colin, that we still have yet to do, like as a program yet. And maybe I'm hoping that this is the time it changes this week, man. We've talked about it before, but it's kind of with these later night games at home. We've always kind of had rocky starts or inconsistent starts there in the first half. We usually get it together in the second half. Let's see, Baylor, Kansas State, you know, who else? North Dakota State. I feel like I'm forgetting one. But anyways, you wish we could just come in playing the first half on Saturday like it's the second half. We can come out with that intensity and take care of things, man. You know, how do you see or like, do you have any specific keys to victory? I don't know if you've like looked much into Cincinnati, but what do you think about their team and what it's going to take?
I think this night game, you know how everybody be like, the night game affects Colorado, which it does in a sense.
Right.
But you got to think, Cincinnati going to be playing at 10:30 at night. They on the East Coast with me. I ain't never played a game at 10:30 at night. Never. Now, if I play a game, we play it earlier, and we might technically start at 7 o'clock Florida time and end around 10 or 10:30-ish. I ain't never started at 10:30 on the East Coast time. So I think that's going to play a favor to us, because it ain't like we playing a Mountain West team or a Central team where they only moving an hour back or whatever. It's really not a difference. Nah, this is a difference. Cincinnati playing at 10:30 at night. That game get done at 1 or 2 o'clock. They ain't never, ever played in a game that late. Now, and what I mean by that is, when you're a Colorado player, you're just playing at 8 o'clock. You done been on campus since January, or you done been on campus since the summer. You're used to the 8 o'clock start if they give you that. But not one player on that team for Cincinnati is used to playing at 10:30 unless they played like Cal or somebody last year. If I don't think they got that up under their belt.
No.
So, everybody talking about Colin. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap. Well, them boys gonna have to take a nap because 10:30 start. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's a great point, man. Yeah, like Kansas State, North Dakota State, Baylor. It's a 1 hour. No, man, this is 2 hour difference. Like you feel that. Like
Yeah.
you totally feel that when you travel, and it just speaks to the era of college football that we're in. We'll have
Yeah.
FSU travel to Berkeley, California, man, to play
Yeah.
a night game against Cal. Like these
But they probably
different things.
gonna probably make that game earlier. So so if they game earlier, if they play the game at 12 o'clock Pacific time, that's only 3 for the East
Right.
Coast. So they probably gonna make it better for Florida State. I guess they want to see Florida State get buried on national TV every week, but I don't know.
Yeah, the game that they lost to Cal, I think, was a night game, but I couldn't remember like what time it was. That's neither here nor
I
there,
don't think it
man.
was 10:30 though.
No,
Yeah,
no, 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 no.
right.
But yeah, like that's a great point. Hopefully, this with the altitude, they can feel that effect. That's gonna be nice. Folsom's gonna be, absolutely rocking. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about this. I don't know if you've thought about this, but I'll give you this question here. With Keaton Wade redshirting, he's got 3 more games to play. Do you have an opinion on which games right now you would like to see him suit up for? And what'd you think of his 11 snaps against the Arizona Wildcats? I thought he played pretty well.
All I seen was an arm grab somebody and yank him down. Bam! I was like, whoever that was, yes. I said, who is that dude? Never seen that number before. And then it was him. I was like, hey, go do your thing, boy. You got to figure out what games you need him. Do you if we making a run and Iowa State done took 2 losses, K-State done took another loss, do you save him for the big championship game? Or do you save him for a playoff game? Like what game you really
Those won't count. Those won't count, actually. I saw those.
Oh,
They
bowl games.
changed that rule this year.
So bowl games don't count.
So bowl games and conference championship, college football playoff, none of it will count towards red shirts.
Okay, well, perfect then.
Yeah.
I give him 3 games. So you saying he can play 3 more games and still go play in the oh yeah. Get him 3. We got 5, get him 3. Let him play the other 3.
Okay.
Whichever one you need the most. Might need the most this one because Cincinnati offense, man, they got that misdirection stuff going on. They'll be looking one way and throw it back the other way, looking this way, pop, boom, pop, bam, they hit him and he running. You like, dog. Then they got some running backs that'll pound it.
Yeah.
And they got one he'll get up out of there. I'm like, dog, boy. And they distribute the ball a lot. And the quarterback run too. So this is how I really see this game. Our offense can get their defense. Now, it's how many times can our defense stop their offense where we can take off and have a good lead?
Yes.
That's what it's going to come down to. What can our offense do to their defense, and what can our defense do to really slow Cincinnati down to where we can get on top and then have a good, comfortable lead? To me, a good, comfortable lead by 21 or 28. I need about 21 or 28.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so, man. Like, I don't think like we'll need our defense to like pitch a shutout or anything like that or like go crazy. Because I think our offense is going to be able to put up points. Now, granted, they are averaging, I think, like 19 points per game given up that the Bearcats. But again, I don't think they've really faced a dynamic offense or an offense as dynamic as ours yet. And I could see this being a fairly, high scoring game. Like, no doubt about it. I love how you've brought this up too. Like, they really do spread the ball around. Like, this isn't just like a 1-2 type of offense guy where it's Kobe Hudson. He's the one receiving threat they got, or Tet McMillan. It's the one receiving threat. Like, they really have I think they play good team complementary football, and they'll go with what the defense gives them. But not the most sexy offense, but they put up over 40 points in Lubbock a few weeks ago. Like, they have turned it on. So I would like to see Keaton Wade play in this game too.
Put off the gas on them because I think it was in the fourth quarter. It was like 41-27. So Texas Tech might have took their foot off the gas. They might have, but
yeah,
still, when you look at it, they technically could be 7-0. Regardless of how it went, they could be 7-0, but also they could be 4-3. Just like we could be 6-1, but we also could be 4-3. So you just never know because every team that we face, we are the best offense that they have will play against. But Nebraska still caught us with one. K-State caught us with one. But it was really us doing us in. So can we go into this game and not do us in? That's what it's gonna come down to.
I completely agree. Yeah, our record looks different if just a couple different things go in our favor. Excuse me. Real quick, I want to highlight this again. If you missed the beginning of it, yes, Juju Lewis, Carde Smith, offensive tackle, visiting this weekend. It's going to be important for us to put on a good show, and I'm sure we'll make them feel welcome. I think the Sink still has the Juju Precision Burger, being sold up there on the hill across the street from campus, which is great. So if you're going to be in town, make sure to go stop by the Sink. No doubt about it. But yeah, Tong, I honestly think we get the run game going. The Buffs will win easy, just like you were saying, Colin. Get our running backs 20 plus run. That's just the key to victory, man. That's our magic number. And man, I don't know. I feel like every game it kind of changes a little bit. Maybe who's our best running back, but I like the fact that we've been mixing it up quite a bit. No loyalty. The only loyalty is to finding the hot hand. And I feel like that's what we've done kind of throughout the season. But I've loved the three-headed monster that we've had right now. And honestly, seeing Charlie get in there and knock off a 40-yard run in garbage time at the end, that was awesome too.
Exactly. See, I think this give IA some confidence. Hey, I'm starting again. Okay, I ain't finna let it go. I don't want to let it go. I got a daughter at the crib to feed. I got my whole life to change. I can take this thing and maybe pop one, have about 50 yards, maybe pop another one and get maybe 30 yards. I'm already at 80 yards for the game. Matter of fact, he probably already said he's gonna be the first running back to clear 100 yards. I know he's saying it boy, keep getting it to me. I'm gonna hit one. I'm gonna be out of there. So that's what I think he wanting to do too. I think he might break some this week.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see a breakout game from our running backs. I think that would be a lot of fun. But I wanted to highlight this too, and then we'll wrap this up, Colin, from Nicole Carter, long time friend of the show. Thank you. Said, hey, it seems like we're learning from each loss and keeping the disappointment of last year and in the front of our minds of last year's players, loving the energy of the new coaches and players. We're ready, man. Any thoughts, comments on that, Colin?
I'm with Nicole Carter on that. I feel like we have learned in both losses, and both things came up. You got to run the ball more. And then the next thing came up is whatever you did entering that bye week, never do that again for K-State. Whatever you did going into that night game, don't do that again. Night game and bye week, don't do that no more. So carry this night game differently than you did that first one. And after this week, Lord's willing, we win. Carry this bye week way differently.
Yes.
Way differently.
And
operate in the sense where, man, this urgent. Treat that weekend like a game week or a mini game week. Treat it like something where everybody ain't going and chilling out. Nah. We got business to take care of now. We got smacked in the mouth doing that last time. We're not even smacked in the mouth. We just didn't finish.
Yes.
Even though we could have, even if we would have won, everybody's seen some of them plays like, ooh, whoa, that dude open, but they ain't throw it to him. Woof. So now let's take that off the burner and make it where, them boys went out there and dominated. Or them boys went out there and did their thing. Something in that manner, I'll be feeling good.
Yes. I love that. Yeah, as we've been able to move forward with this team, they're figuring out what works. Now it seems like we're rather comfortable playing on the road, having two very nice road victories in our last two road games. While we played better against Kansas State, Then, like, I guess against Nebraska, another big nighttime game. But yeah, it's like, still, let's get rid of these slow starts, and hopefully, like, we can figure out getting ready for Texas Tech, which
Yeah.
Cincinnati and Texas Tech, they very well could be the two toughest opponents remaining on our schedule. Let's make sure we come out of the bye week better than how we came out ready, or with our slow starts against Kansas State. So I totally agree, Colin. That's a great point that you're bringing up. Everyone's like, yeah, you're right, Colin. You're right, Colin.
Hey, we both right. We both right.
Absolutely. But again, thank you so much, for your time, Colin. Before we do wrap things up, do you got like a score prediction or anything for this game? And then let us know what you got coming up on your channel over the next few days.
I don't really have a score prediction. I just know they're gonna look at the K-State film. They're gonna
Yes.
look, and they got a running type. They almost run the same similar. So they're gonna look at a K-State. They're gonna look at a North Dakota State. They're gonna even look at a Baylor, and they're gonna try to pick out what they can hit us with. Even Arizona, they're gonna try to see what could we take through that first couple drives on them. What can we take? So hopefully we come out playing ball, and if we get on offense first, drive down and score. Like, what I like is the first 3 to 4 or 5 possessions on offense, go down and score. Preferably 7. At least through the first 3 TDs, get 7, 7, 7. Then if you come back on that third drive and get a field goal, I'm all right with that. But at least get 21 out the gate on the first 3 drives. And then on defense, can we shut them down the first 3 drives? That's what I'm looking for. Like, that's what I be looking for in games. Now, I can't even watch it like however everybody else watch it. I be looking for, okay, drive down the scope, Bam, all right, good. All right, now defense, shut them down, get off the field, get off the field, boom, we good. And then let's run it again. So that's what I'm looking at.
I love it. Yes. I think if we can shut down and force their offense to 3 punts, oh, man, that would just be beautiful. And I think that bodes really well for us. But, man, Colin, I appreciate your time, your flexibility, your graciousness, to meet with me today. Let's be sure to connect next week, hopefully after a Buffs win and going into the bye at 6-2, and in a great position to make the Big 12 championship game, and possibly go college football playoff, bowling, so to speak. So it'd be fun. Guys, thank you so much in the chat for participating as well. This is always great. Be sure to like and subscribe, comment on the replay on the way out with your thoughts. And as always, Sco Buffs. All right.